The best part about that is really learning technique, because I think sometimes I doubt myself. When you're in the middle of an exercise, you'll remind me to, keep your back straight or lean forward or whatever it might be. And it's just, I always want to make sure that I'm following direction, I'm doing it correctly.
You get stronger, and then you feel the difference between doing an exercise that you can apply in your daily life, and suddenly you are feeling more capable.
You realize how difficult it was for you before. So just these exercises that are kind of helping your body move differently and the right way, for sure, it's very different. I feel stronger every time I leave there.
Because you build habits, you can sustain for longer. Results are gonna be with you. That's something that we try to teach at CV Studio. No fat diets and gym mix. Like, this is something that you need to learn. Quick fixes doesn't work. Like, you need to learn. Okay, so Jenny, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, I'm a 46-year-old. I work in hospitality, but on the corporate side. So I am sitting the majority of my day at a desk, at a computer, at least 8 hours a day.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, where are you from?
Well, my family is from South America, but I'm originally from New Jersey. But I've been in Florida for over 20 years.
Yeah, amazing. So you got a little bit of like New York vibes and
Yes.
a little bit of Miami now.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Jenny, we are here because you did something which is amazing. Okay, an incredible transformation, and I think it can inspire a lot of females over there that think sometimes they think that passing a certain amount of an age, they cannot do it, like past 40s or whatever. Like, what do you think about that? Have you ever heard that?
I've thought it myself. So
Yourself?
for sure, I definitely have. I know exactly what that feels like. I thought that myself. I hadn't worked out in years, since probably my maybe late 30s. So I know exactly what that's like, and feeling that, oh, I'm too old. I'll never get in shape now. It's not having the energy, not having the motivation. I know exactly what that feels like, but I think that I proved myself wrong. And I know that
That's great.
yeah, it's exactly how I feel. Like you can get back into it almost at any age, at least, I think so, because if I can do it, I think I've witnessed other people do it even older than me. So I know it's possible.
It's possible.
And it takes your determination and time and effort, and
Which you have. And Jenny, how did you feel before? Like, as you say, frustration, anger.
oh yes, I mean, with myself mostly, I think it was frustrating that I would start and stop. I thought, okay, this is it, I'm gonna start working out, I'm ready to lose weight. I would maybe go to the gym, maybe a week, maybe two, and then
Again.
give up.
And what made you stop?
I think that's a great question. I think a few different things. Energy levels, I just wasn't really there. I think it was a very momentary boost where I was like, okay, I'm ready to work out. Like, all of a sudden I was ready to try, and then it wasn't there. I didn't have it. I think I asked myself that same question. Why am I stopping? Why do I keep starting and stopping? And I'm not really sure. And looking back, I think it was just I was doing it the wrong way, or maybe I didn't really know what I was doing. So going to a gym with not really having a plan, not having guidance.
Proper guidance.
Exactly.
Because you had guidance a couple of times. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, do you have I don't know if you want to talk about this, but you have an injury.
Oh, yeah. So one of the times that I started again to try was in a gym where it was like HIIT workouts, which I thought would be good because there was a coach and they were kind of telling you what to do. But this is a small space with 30 people, when one coach. Nobody was paying attention to me specifically. They have a
Form,
lot.
technique,
Not at all.
execution.
So I was doing, I think, some sort of tricep exercise,
Oh,
and immediately I felt
you
pain in
feel
my
elbow.
elbow. Oh, it was excruciating. And I ended up eventually couldn't take the pain anymore. I couldn't sleep.
The
I couldn't. It
pain
was
is
so bad.
incredible.
And it was a tennis elbow, which lasted weeks. That didn't go away easily. I had to go to therapy and everything. Um, and I'm sure it was because of my form. You know, they're pushing you to go heavy, go heavy, go heavy. And, you know, and I'm like, okay, so I'm here thinking I can lift, you know, but this is my I wasn't really ready. I wasn't doing it properly. Even today, triceps are a little difficult for me. So I know that a year ago, with zero knowledge and zero, I
Even
know I was
worse.
doing it wrong. So
Yeah,
it caused the injury, and then again, I had to stop.
you had to stop. And then do you have another incident with your knees?
Not necessarily an incident, but I have always had weak
Weak
knees.
knees. Mhm.
Um, Not I didn't have an injury or anything like this, but I've always tried to be careful with my knees because it's really difficult for things like lunges or
Even squats.
yes. Um, but you know, again, I think learning to do it properly and kind of that you
E-
know, like steady progress.
Exposing your joints
Yes,
consistently to full range of motion and learning how to execute properly, it been helping you
100%,
100%.
100%.
All these cracks and pops that we hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So,
learned that that's good. Those cracks in
yes, in the right way.
the
Exactly. Jenny, what about do you have a check in with a doctor? Um,
Yes. So actually exactly a year ago, I did my full blood work. Actually, for the last few years that I've done my blood work, I was considered pre-diabetic. Um, and they told me you know, that they can see the weight gain and they can see you know, that it was just going to get worse. They did advise me to change my diet. They advised me to exercise, which of course, you know, easier said than done at that point. Um, and I'm also hypoglycemic. So my hypoglycemia was going to turn into diabetes, which would
Sooner or
change my
later,
life
yeah.
completely. Yeah. So I think that that might have been a little bit of the catalyst a little bit last year for me to finally like I have to do something, and I was started my search on where I can finally go and start my
Do you
fitness.
wanna speak a little bit about that? Like when you were like searching for gyms and like
Yes.
because the females may feel related to you when they go to the gym, they feel intimidated, especially if they are a complete beginner. Like they don't wanna be seen doing things wrong or like it's the first day I'm gonna be embarrassing myself. Do you want to talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit?
I mean, that's yes. And listen, it still applies today. That some of that hasn't changed, but yes, for me, and I think for a lot of women, walking to any gym is intimidating. I think for a man, it's much easier to go in and know how to grab some dumbbells and, you know, but it's not the case for all women. And I was very intimidated. I didn't want to go. I have a gym that I already pay for in my apartment building.
Yeah,
And that was one of the things that I tried as well last year. But again, if, you know, the weight section is filled with a couple guys,
you're done.
I'm done. I walk
Yeah,
out.
treadmill, that's it.
Exactly.
So you try, you start searching.
Yes, I did. And I was looking, I really wanted to focus on strength training. I knew
Okay,
that that's what I
that's
wanted to
good.
do.
No more
Um,
group classes
no more
and
group
hype.
classes or like just, you know, cardio. That's not what I was looking for. I really wanted to, I was looking into a lot of what can help me at my age and um, the common denominator was strength training, strength training. You have to lift weights. You have to, um, so I was like, that's what I want to look for. And I started the search, and of course, I used social media, as a lot of people do nowadays. And there were a couple of places that I looked into. Some some kind of deterred me because they had no women on their social
Whatsoever.
medias.
Whoa.
So if you look on a page and it looks like there's not one woman that goes to this gym,
Wow.
I was like, oh, maybe it's a gym only for men. I don't know why women don't go there. And then when I went there to talk to them, there was a woman working out there, one woman. And I said to the guy, like, I didn't even think women came here, because if I go by just what you put on social media,
No
I
female.
wouldn't even know that females come here. So that automatically I was like, oh, it's a little weird. Then the other gyms, there was it was kind of a lot of the same hit classes. It's a lot of that. And I think maybe they've become a little popular.
Yeah.
But I think CV Studio stood out because of course, what drew my attention was the content at first. I saw that there was both men and women. I saw that it was personal one-on-one training. So that was what brought me there to look into.
To the door. You knock
Yeah.
the door. Cool. And then you say something about that, like stepping into the door. It was just like a big
Yes.
step for you.
Yes, I think that's the biggest thing that I tell everybody, is that the heaviest thing at the gym was the front door,
The front door.
because just stepping in first was the hardest thing.
Okay.
It was making the decision to go through and finally
Cool.
start the process. So yes, 100%.
So you took decision of like, okay, I'm gonna schedule a visit to this place. We'll see. And then what happened?
So my first visit, I met with Sophie.
Okay.
Immediately, very inviting, knowledgeable, answered all of our questions, asked us questions, seemed very interested in I went there with my husband, so very interested in what we have done, and kind of seemed like she wanted to tailor
Your lifestyle.
Yes.
Goals.
Exactly. It wasn't just, sign on
Sales.
the exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I came back again for a trial session, I believe it was. Because I really was interested in and the gym itself was beautiful. It was clean. It seemed very like all the right machines, and so it brought me
Very
back.
welcoming. Okay,
Yes.
cool. You didn't feel intimidated at all, which is cool.
No.
It's good. Good vibes. And then, as you say, you sign up. You say, okay, I'm going to give this a try. You try. Do you want to... We are laughing because something happened in the first session. Like, do you want to talk about it? First session,
Sure.
like you're there for months. You've been sedentary for a couple months.
Yeah, longer than a couple months for sure. Yes. So sedentary lifestyle. I went from the bed to the desk to the couch to the bed to the desk to the couch. That was just my life.
Your cycle.
So day one was a little rough. And not because of the workout itself. It was because of myself. My body just was almost put into shock, as if like, this is new to me. What's
Yes.
happening? Also going back because of my hypoglycemia, I have to eat every few hours, something, just to kind of keep my sugar levels up. And I probably was not prepared for, properly. So that was, of course, my mistake. But my body really just didn't. So I did feel a little dizzy, almost to the point of
Almost
fainting.
passing out. Yeah, almost passing out. Yeah, we need to stop.
We needed to stop
Take
a
a
few
time.
times.
Yeah, I say, oh, this is gonna be rough.
You thought I was never gonna come back.
Yes, yeah, that was my idea is always be very gentle and like very conservative the first
Yes.
session, and I was, but even then
Yeah.
it was a hard session for you, even doing body weight exercises, which
Right.
is very revealing.
Yes.
And I say, Jenny, we need to improve
Fix
right
this.
now.
Yes. I think I knew it was gonna be hard, but that was it was eye-opening for me. It was like
Being aware,
this wasn't things that, somebody that works out for years does. These are things that
normal,
somebody,
exactly.
your normal everyday things that you should be able to do.
Kneeling, like sitting
Yeah,
and getting up.
squatting down to pick something
Exactly.
up. Yes.
Taking a big box, something like that. Like it's normal daily activities. And that's something like you and we talk a lot because when I saw you, I say, Jenny, we need to improve. Not because your physique or your body weight, which is important, it's because your function. You need to improve this right now,
Yeah.
immediately.
Yes. And I think that's the biggest thing, especially at my age. I think we've also talked about this, and I have a family member who's older, and yes, maybe um, being in your 80s, obviously, but there's 80s where you're still obviously older, but
Active, yeah,
you can
exactly.
walk to the grocery store, you can lift bags, you can but no, she's not able to. She barely can spin in a circle. She has to walk with a cane, and you see this a lot in
Yeah,
the elderly. And I that's one thing that
it's painful to even see it.
it really is.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't expect to be,
That's what one of my mission in life is to bring as much people as possible and engage them with strength training
yes.
because it's so good, it's so beneficial for us. And Jenny, we did the session, you survived, luckily you are here. For the record, you started at around 210,
Yes.
210 pounds, which is impressive. And then we sit down, we talk about goals. You say, hey, Valentin, I'm going to weigh at least 180. And I say to you, okay, that's a job I can do, but it's going to take time. Okay. Do you want to talk about that? Like with the phases and
Yes. I mean, yes, I thought I had to be realistic with my goals for sure. I wanted to do it the right way. And I wasn't hoping for a miracle. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. I think I was at least knowledgeable enough for that. And, so I knew that we would get there. It was just a matter of how long it would take to get there. But I think, yes, when I started to see the number on the scale go down, of course, it gets you
yeah,
excited, right? It's very,
but you were afraid of weighting yourself at the very beginning.
I was.
The scale, like, let me tell you, a lot of females are gonna feel very related to you. That the scale becomes an enemy, becomes is complicated. So once you start taking your body weight again, what do you see?
So that's interesting because you're right. I think that is how I felt, where I was afraid of getting on the scale. I didn't
I don't
want to
want to see a
know. I
number.
didn't want to see it. But I think you taught me that you have to see it. You have to see it so we can follow the trend, or track the trend and see what's causing it to go up, what's causing it to go down. And I never thought about it that way. It's like you want it to go down, 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 and you're not thinking about it, right? But
Exactly.
you're also, because you're strength training, you're building muscle, which I have to really like tell myself that, I have to remind myself of that
Your
it's
composition is changing. The
exactly,
scale is not gonna show you that, but also at the same time, you wanna see the scale going down. Like,
of
yeah,
course,
I wanna still weigh 180 at some point.
right.
So you wanna see the scale going down. If you don't record your body weight and don't take the data, like sooner or later, like you're gonna be done. You're blind, so you need to take it.
Yes. And then when I think after the first 3 months, I believe, is when you told me about the next phase.
That was a conversation because we started at 210. You went all the way to 190, 194.
I
something
believe
like
so.
that, like 194, 195. And after 3 months of being probably on a calorie deficit for all this period of time, I present to you the idea of, hey, Jenny, like we need to do the maintenance, like raise calories, stay there for a while, heal your metabolism, eat a little bit more flexible, go in restaurants, and then we'll do another diet. So we'll stop the fat loss phase. And you will say like, oh, God damn, why, Valentin? Like
Yeah.
I'm so close to my goal. And like I insist and I present a plan to you. So you were basically convinced by me. And I say, Jenny, this is a good idea because you will be fresh for
Right.
another diet. And then later we'll do another successful diet instead of like dragging yourself all the way and then like yo-yo diet again, which you did before.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, of course, at first it was hard to like, understand that. And of course, I'm like, no, I didn't want to do that. But after starting that process, that second phase of maintenance, and I understood it. I understood like the analogy you said. It's like a car running out of gas, and that's exactly. I needed that fuel so that we can go again, and that's exactly how I saw it. And eventually, of course, it took some time for sure. I was a little like, but even so, even with that, I think by that time, um, my eating habits had changed. So it was almost a little bit challenging.
Or to switch. I know what you mean.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that because so far you did 3 months of like very productive diet, but I want to ask you about your diet. What changed? Like you were eating a certain way. Do you want to talk about it? Like before CB Studio, before me, and then after. What like big differences for you?
The biggest difference was vegetables in my diet.
Veggies.
That was the biggest challenge. Uh, I've I just I'm not a fan. I never was. So I'm sorry, my shoes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. You can go do barefoot if you want.
um, so the vegetables, I was never a fan of vegetables. Really just was never had them in my diet at all. I was big on carbs. I was big on rice and beans. I enjoy my Latin food very much so. And again, you combine your rice and beans with a sedentary lifestyle. It's not a great
That's
combination.
the heritage of like Cuban background,
Yeah, yeah.
Cuban neighborhood
It
in New
was
York.
it's just a lot of
Rice
yeah, it
and
was
beef
just
for the most
carbs.
part, and then like okay, veggies. You start including veggies on your meals, which make you feel even better. What else?
Yes, vegetables was the biggest change. I included them in almost every meal moving forward. Was a little hard, but it became very easy. And then, of course, managing my portions, increasing my protein, and then incorporating like protein shakes
Oh, that's great.
rather than having 3 or 4 big meals throughout the day. I was having, smaller portion meals with veggies and then maybe having a shake instead as a meal
Cool.
replacement,
Cool.
which became kind of easy at that
Easy.
point.
Yeah.
So kind of trying to add a little bit more food into that, I was almost afraid of gaining weight.
Gaining weight again.
Yes. Which I understood maybe it was part of the process if it happened, just so that we could get back on track and go back.
I remember one of your favorite food is rice,
Yes.
and you were afraid of eating fried, not fried, but like rice again, because you
Yes.
say that you were like gaining weight and like you were afraid of carbs at all. So, what do you feel when I say to you, no, 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 you can for sure lose weight eating rice?
Yeah, that was I was sure you were lying to me.
This
I
is a
was
scam.
sure.
I want my money back.
Yes, I was sure because I think I've always blamed it. I blamed it for all of my weight
Oh,
issues. I always thought
right.
that that was the
So you
enemy.
blame rice.
Always, I always did because I
Poor,
don't.
poor rice, Jenny.
I know,
You
but it's
blame
because
an innocent guy.
I don't. I'm not big on fast food. I
Okay.
am not in Burger King,
No.
McDonald's. I don't eat sweets. I'm not eating chocolate cake. It's not. So I thought the biggest culprit was the carbs,
Hmm.
which in majority was rice and maybe pasta as well. But rice was So I thought I have to cut it out completely. I can never eat that again. But of course, it's my favorite. Um,
Yes.
so yes, I didn't believe you at first, but
But
I
you give it a
realized
try.
I did.
It was hard for you to say no.
It was.
Okay, I'll take it. So you start eating rice. So now you have 4 meals a day. One is a shaker,
Hmm.
and then one of the meals have rice into it.
Sometimes for sure. Of course, again, a portioned rice, whereas before,
Any other changes you made, like for example, fat intake? Do you lower your fat intake a little bit for
yes,
to?
maybe leaner cuts of meat, chicken breast, for sure. We were a chicken thigh household. So, things like that, ground
Bacon,
turkey. Yeah, we substituted bacon for turkey bacon. Yeah, there was definitely a lot
a
of
few changes.
substitutes. Yeah, but it was doable and it was
Doable.
not
Not starving yourself.
exactly.
Okay, not starving yourself. Good diet, so you feel comfortable doing the diet. You start
Yes.
losing weight, not feeling hungry or starving yourself at all. Eating food, even like you have couple encounters with dinners. You went out a couple times.
Yes.
Even then, like you manage.
Yes. So that's definitely one of my guilty pleasures is eating out or
Try a
trying new
restaurant.
restaurants. And even when I do that, you know, I can tell the difference. Whereas I used to order, you know,
Yeah, the
like
proportions.
6 or 7 different dishes.
Hmm.
Now I don't even I won't eat all of that. So I think I've kind of trained myself almost to want less food as well. But even then, like I make smarter choices.
Hmm. You become a little bit more wise,
Yes.
aware. Cool. What about your daily activity levels?
Oh,
You were not moving much.
I was not moving at all. No, now I walk at least 2 miles a day, every day. I won't miss it. It's very necessary to me. It's part of, I think, the process because I am doing all the strength training and I'm not doing much cardio. That's my kind of my cardio for the day. I've even recently started
Jogging again?
jogging again.
That's great.
So I think I want to try to also incorporate that
Cool.
into my at least a couple times a week or once a week or something like this. Um, but yes, every day I bought myself a walking pad from my house because again, even though there's a treadmill right downstairs for free in the apartment building gym,
Yeah,
again,
you prefer to go out,
sometimes, yeah, it's
walk outside.
just, yeah, I'll walk outside as well. We go for walks every weekend. Maybe during the week it doesn't always work, but the weekends we're always going for long walks. Um, it's just become now, it's part of the process. I think in combination with the strength training, I think it's a fantastic
Yeah.
pair. And I think when I started walking every day is when it really started to catapult my
Okay.
weight loss.
Cool. How many days a week do you train with weights?
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Yes.
For how long?
An hour.
An hour. And what kind of exercises can you describe?
Yes, we do deadlifts, which is one of my favorites sometimes. Push-ups, which really is one of the exercises I've never really been able to do a proper push-up. So we're getting there little by little. bench pressing, belt squats, leg press is one of my favorites
Leg
as
press,
well. Um,
some shoulder exercises,
yep,
but
some
basic movements. Very
yes,
plain exercises.
yes.
Very well done. What can you say about form, technique, execution? Is
I think that's the best part about that is really learning technique. Because I think sometimes I doubt myself that I'm doing something wrong, even though um, just because I feel I want or not doubt myself, but I kind of want to make sure I'm doing it properly. I think just because I trust you and I trust the I know that you're going to tell me the truth, and I know that you're going to tell me exactly how, what sometimes when you're in the middle of an exercise, you'll remind me to,
some
keep your
cues.
yes, keep your back straight, or keep, lean forward, or whatever it might be. And it's just I always want to make sure that I'm following direction, I'm doing it correctly, not just because it's the proper way to do it, but it's going to prevent injury. And but yes.
So 3 times a week, 60 minutes a session. Very basic exercise. Very well done. What do you feel? Do you feel the difference between doing crazy exercise in which balance is not stable, and you need to go all the way from one side of the gym to the other, like, you know what I mean, like when you
Yes.
are doing circuits and stuff, that becomes a little crazy. What do you feel the difference? Do you get stronger, and then you feel the difference between doing an exercise that you can apply in your daily life, and suddenly you are feeling more capable?
Yes, 100%. I think that you just hit the nail on the head with that, where you can apply it to your daily life.
Hmm.
I think that's the important piece there. Like we were saying earlier, just the way that you bend down to pick something up, and little things like this, or kneel down, or um, you realize how difficult it was for you
Mm.
before. So just these exercises that are kind of helping your body move differently in the right way, I think for sure it's very different. I feel stronger every time I leave there, which is the number one thing that I wanted, is to get stronger and to feel stronger, not like I could lift a car, but stronger like I feel like
One day, Jenny, one day you will, at this pace, like, because you started, like, listen, you started the first day, we try a squat with your body weight, just your body weight. It was so hard. I remember you were doing using your hands to support yourself from something, and that was painful. And then we start just body weight exercise, and like, just to warm up and activate a little bit. And I said, this is gonna be the warm up. This is gonna be the session. You need to do this, and then you improve so fast, so quickly. Now you're doing leg press with huge amount of weight, good form, good technique, range of motion. Deadlift, you are strong. Shoulder, and you say to me, I'm not strong. And like, Jenny, you are strong. You can lift weights that more like not a lot of females can.
Yeah, which is exactly. I mean that makes me proud. That makes me proud because I that's what I want. I want to be able to function um like I used to when I was younger. Of course we all age, and of course yes, but I want to do it, with strength, and with the ability to do the normal everyday things and not need.
Go for a walk. You like to travel.
I love to
You
travel.
like to travel, so
Yes.
doing long walks,
Yes.
climb stairs, being
Hiking.
able hiking is part of the process. You like, I've been on a journey before, like I've been in different countries. If you are not physical on point, or in shape, you cannot enjoy the full spectrum of
Yeah.
possibilities over there.
Yeah. Like I told you that with the hiking trip I just went on late last year, with my daughter, and I couldn't make it to the top of this mountain,
Gee.
and I was so disappointed in myself, and I was exhausted and I couldn't do it. I couldn't breathe. My daughter was just kind of waiting for me and
Oh,
kind of,
come
like,
on,
let's
mom.
go. Yeah. And I knew right then and there, like, I can't ever let this happen. I have to. It wasn't an easy hike, but it wasn't, also,
That's challenging.
yeah, there were people passing me that were older than I was,
Oh,
much older. So it was just disheartening for myself, like, that I let myself get to that point.
okay. So we are in the middle. We did a follow phase. We stopped for a couple of weeks just to heal, refresh, and then we started again. And you are now at 185.
Yes.
So we reached the goal, like even 2 weeks ahead of time. How do you feel now?
Oh, I feel fantastic. It's
Lighter, lighter, I can
yeah,
tell.
much. Yes. You know what? Even the little victories are great, even when it's 1 pound here, whatever. I try to celebrate them because I've come a long way, and I finally am at a place where I'm making a change for the better, and I'm so happy about it. So yes, every time that we reach that
Extra,
next,
another milestone.
yes, it really is fantastic, and it just makes me it just I know that this is not going to stop now.
No, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you build habits, you can sustain for longer. Results are gonna be with you. That's something that we try to teach at CV Studio. No fat diets and gimmicks. Like this is something that you need to learn because quick fixes doesn't work. Like you need to
No.
learn. There is no hack, no secret. Like it's and like let me tell you, Jenny, you were like very committed every single time you show up. No cancel, no nothing. Like just I'm here every single day. You were there. So that's fantastic. It's phenomenal. Like without your effort, like this is a teamwork. Okay, my
Yeah.
guidance, my coaching, whatever. I'm just there to guide you, but like I cannot do it without you.
Mhm.
I need you. So it's a team. I say that to you from the very first day.
Mhm.
Do you feel guided and supported all across the process?
100%. Honestly, I mean, I know that our process is not over, but I know that it's a team effort, but I do credit you for it, because honestly, if it weren't for you and your coaching style, as knowledgeable as you are, as helpful as you are, as encouraging as you are, and even when you push me and 2 more reps, 2 more reps, and it's like I'm ready to fall. I love that, and it really, I need that. That's exactly what I needed, that extra push. So that's what keeps me coming back. You're what keeps me coming back. So it's really it's important to me,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
of course.
It's makes sense. All the years of learning and studying is a very for me when you explain all that. Like it makes sense to me spending all the time that I spend studying and learning to just help others achieve your goal. Like I develop tools to help
Right.
others. Like so that's fantastic. And Jenny, do you have other goals in mind now? Like, do you feel in control now of like your journey overall? Like, okay, like body weight doesn't scare me anymore. I can weigh myself on the scale. Food doesn't scare me anymore. Do you feel that now with all your system of like, okay, I have my training, my nutrition, my daily activity, like all in place? Do you feel that right now you are in control?
I do. I do. I think so. I think that I take that what I've learned and what I've done, and it's now become mine. Like, this is now my life, and this is Um, I choose what I want to do. I choose to be in this calorie deficit. I choose to
Hmm.
work out 3 times a week, and this is what I want to do. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm not doing this to, you know, for
For others. Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
It's really, I'm doing it for me, and it feels great to finally.
That's great. That's nice to hear. And you were like also supported all the way by your husband because that's important. Social support is super important. Coworkers, family members, the close ones. If you talk to them and you explain to them, hey, listen, I would like you to support me in this journey. And if he cooks for you or like help you in the walk, instead of saying like, oh, are you going to the gym again? Like instead of saying that, like supporting you, do you feel like that all the time?
Oh, yes. We really just talked about this the other day, when we were going for our 5-mile hike on Sunday, or not hike, 5-mile walk on Sunday. Um, I said to him, I said, if we didn't share this, um, idea of wanting to go back, of me wanting to go back to the gym and wanting to work out and wanting to change our eating habits, and if you didn't share that with me, if you were still, eating junk food, well,
Mm,
I don't know that this would work.
yeah.
This wouldn't work. So it 100%, he has been very supportive. He is the one that cooks my meals every day. He knows exactly what I should eat now because I relay the messages that I get from you. So 100%. He every time that my watch finishes my tracking my workout, he immediately sends me a text, good job.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And it's him and my daughter have been
Very supportive.
number one fans, and they're so proud of me, and I that does add to the excitement of this being,
Into the equation, yeah, for sure.
yes.
Also, like Jenny, for you being an example for your daughter.
Oh,
Also,
yes. I always thought, I always regretted not really raising her in a kind of home where we were active and athletic, maybe, or where we played sports together. That wasn't the way that, I worked a lot, and I didn't. Um, you have families where they play sports and they're
a little
always
bit
at
more active,
the,
yeah.
yeah. So I didn't do that with her. So I regret that. But I have pushed her, to kind of not learn from my bad habits, because, we can all fall into something like that. And so she does her part, she'll work out here and there, and try to take care of herself. I wish she would, maybe we could work out together. She did actually say to me,
Yes,
now you can come with me to
to my classes,
to her
exactly.
classes. So
You can
it
share
would be
time,
fun.
exactly. That's fantastic. And what did you learn about yourself during this process?
Oh, so much. Um, I think the biggest thing is that, what if I really want something, I can get it. I can go for it.
You're capable.
I'm capable, 100%. I just really have to want it.
Mm,
Um, and I think that was the biggest thing, but more so, I think about like making better. I can make better choices and not hinder my lifestyle. I didn't change much. It doesn't, eating better didn't make me see my friends less, or,
mm,
things like this. I fit my workout life around my existing
around.
life, and it works. Um, but I think that was the biggest thing, is where I know that I can do it, and I know that um, I'll never go back to that lifestyle again.
That's great. That's nice to hear. And like, what do you think people sometimes misunderstand about starting from zero? Like the first step. Like you were there once. What do you think people get wrong about that? Like all the complexity, of like idea of like, I'm gonna go to the gym, what kind of diet, the training, the coach, the gym, like all these choices. What do you think they get wrong?
I think a few things. I think firstly for women, a big misconception is that they're going to be bulky or they're
Oh,
going to be too
gee,
muscular.
that's
Um,
still a thing.
it really is. I hear that a lot. And it's even from my own friends when I explained to them what I was doing, and they were like, "Oh, well, but you're trying to
Compete?
be a body." Like, no,
Bodybuilder? No.
that's not. So I think that's the biggest one for sure, because that's never the goal. Where I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder,
Hmm.
and I just could never. So I think that's one of them. I think that you have to have that you're gonna have to restrict all your foods is another one. Just like I thought, it was more about adding
Hmm.
than taking away from my current diet. Of course, a couple tweaks here and there, but
That's a good
um,
approach.
yeah. And I think that maybe you don't have the time is the biggest one.
Oh, I hear that all the time.
It's a big one because 1 hour out of your day, and that's the one thing. And listen, even for myself at the very beginning, even though I know I didn't want to miss a session, I wanted to be there. Of course, at those first few, I was like, oh, I don't want to go. I just want to go home and watch TV. But you really think about it, it's an hour out of your day, and you feel so much better.
After that, you feel amazing.
You do. And you have to think about that feeling afterwards that you get, and the pride in yourself.
Honor your word,
Yes.
committed to the plan. That's no matter the feeling, no matter how you feel that day, your motivation level, like, I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm committed. That's great. And Jenny, that's fantastic. But what would you say to someone who is in that position now? What would be your message?
Oh, just go. Just get up and make it happen. Put on the leggings, put on that sports bra, and just go one session and see how it makes you feel. And it's almost like a euphoria because you feel better, you feel happier with yourself, feel better about yourself. I know that it's hard. I think it always will be for some people, but like I said, it's pushing that door that first time is going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
But you have to invest in yourself, and you have to take care of yourself. I don't want I don't want to live the kind of life where I'm going to need help to do things when I don't need it. Of course, again, we all get old, but I want to get there as healthy as possible and as strong as possible.
That's a great message. Also, a good way to see this is think about the consequences of not doing it. Sooner or later, like,
Yes.
you will have a medical report and like you're done.
Yes. So it's going to cost you for having to seek medical attention for things that you can prevent by
Now.
by
Now.
working out.
Yeah.
The things where I'm no longer pre-diabetic.
Oh, that's so good.
I've reversed that in these few months, and that's a huge thing for me. And I was almost at a point where diabetes is a terrible disease. You have to live with a very specific diet, and it's dangerous. Things can progress and become far worse, and that's it.
Take action immediately.
Yes.
Now. Don't make it complicated. Just go do something. Like, start, like, that's something that we try to apply. Start doing something now. Like, you every single minute is an opportunity for you to start doing a course correction. Like, eat a little bit
Yes.
more healthier, like a couple veggies, as you say, more vegetables, an apple here and there, more walk, a gym here and there, like, but something. Instead of
Mhm.
making the plan so complicated, so sophisticated, like, I'm gonna start doing something now.
Yes.
Go. And Jenny, thank you so much. But I'm gonna ask you one last thing. If you can describe this process in a couple of words, what would that be?
Oh. Um Life-changing. Life-changing and rewarding. Um it really has been um necessary. There's a few different words I can think of, but those are probably the ones that come to mind. It's
Cool.
for sure.
So healthier, stronger, happier,
Yes. Yes.
everything. Well, Jenny, that was fantastic. I'm happy for you. Um, being able to help you, it's been fantastic. This is not done yet.
No.
We are in a journey, and we'll see how far we can go together. So far, it's been fantastic for me being a coach and supporting you all across this process. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
I think that a lot of people are gonna find value on what you say, and great.